Good morning. Welcome to the online classes in physics. Today we are discussing the first chapter of physics in ninth standard. Now let us watch a video. Now you have seen the video. What was in it? That is, you can see a pin dropped in water. It seems to be sinking. Why it sinks? You know, it is due to its weight. And what was in the second video? You can see a ship which is thousands of times heavier than this paper pin is found to be floating. How it's happened? What about the third part? The same paper pin is floating in water. How it's happened? Then what about the next part? You have seen a kerosene lamp. How this kerosene rises to the top there? What is the principle behind this? And next you have seen somebody got electric shock and he is massaged well by the others. For what he is massaged? All these matters are discussed in this first chapter, and the chapter is Forces in Fluids. What do you mean by fluid? You know that matter exists in three different states. What are they? Solids, liquids and gases. These liquids and gases are called fluids. Why they are called as fluids? Because these liquids and gases have the ability to flow. They can only flow. So that's why they are called as fluids. So in this chapter we are discussing what are the forces exerted by these fluids, liquids and gas. So let me do an experiment. This is an ice cream ball. You know that, ice cream ball. And water is taken in this beaker. And I am forcing down this ice cream ball into this water. Let me show you. See? Now the ball is released. What happens? Once again, it is forced into water, immersed into water, released. What happens? This ball rises to the top. This ball rises to the top. Then you take an empty bottle. This is an empty bottle. I repeat the same experiment, same procedure. You are immersing this bottle into water, released. What happens? It rises to the top. Now the question comes, why this ball rises to the top? Of course, this object rises if somebody pushes it to the top. Not somebody, this water. So you can say that this water is exerting some force in the upward direction. That is why it is moving upward. So water is exerting, this liquid is exerting some force in the upward direction. And that force is named as buoyant force or upthrust because it is acting in the upward direction. So the force exerted by this liquid on this object in upward direction is called as buoyant force.
All liquids and gases can exert buoyant force on objects. A balloon rises by the buoyant force of air. The same force is experienced if a paper moves in air. As the raindrops falls down through the atmosphere, it is a buoyant force of air that slows down the drops. A ship passing through the sea is above the water level because of buoyant force of water. Every living organism in the bottom of the sea is experiencing this type of force. A child lies in amniotic fluid before birth. This fluid also applies buoyant force.
Now you have studied what is buoyant force. Then what is the effect of buoyant force? What is the result of buoyant force? You consider this object. Suppose this is having a weight of 5 kilogram. Its weight will be acting downwards. You know that. Now all of its weight is, I feel its weight in my hand. Okay. Now I am immersing this object into liquid. I immerse this object into liquid. Then what happens? You know that the liquid will be exerting buoyant force in the upward direction. Or you can say this liquid is supporting you. So what will happen? You will feel less weight. So when a body is immersed in liquid, the liquid gives some buoyant force in the upward direction, and so that you experience less weight. The body experiences a loss of weight due to buoyant force. And how much weight will be lost? It depends upon the buoyant force acting on this body. We can find many examples in daily life for this loss of weight.
While drawing water from a well, a bucket experiences less weight underwater. A fisherman can easily pull very heavy and big fishes if it is underwater. Heavy wood can be easily pulled through water by the loss of weight.
We measure buoyant force. Suppose you have to measure buoyant force acting on this body. So first you measure its weight in air. How can you measure its weight in air? You can use a spring balance. You attach a spring balance like this and take its weight. Suppose the weight observed is 5 kilogram. Now you immerse this object into water or this liquid. Now take the weight. It will be less. Suppose it is 4 kilogram weight. How much weight is less? That is 5 minus 4, which is 1. 1 kilogram weight is less. Why the weight is less? Due to this buoyant force. So what is the equation for buoyant force? You can find buoyant force by the equation weight in air minus weight in liquid. Now we are discussing about what are the factors affecting buoyant force. What are the factors affecting buoyant force? Let us do an experiment. We have two beakers here. Here it is saline water is taken here, and here it is pure water. So two liquids, one is saline water, salt water, and the other is pure water. Two exactly identical eggs are taken. This is the weight is same, the size is same, exactly identical. So I drop this egg into the saline water. Let us see what happens. What happens? Okay, this egg is floating there. Now I am adding this, dropping this egg to this pure water. What happens? It sinks. So, two exactly identical objects, when added to saline water, salt water, it floats, it remains at the top. But when added to pure water, it sinks. Why this change happens? Now that why it remains here? Because the buoyant force here is more. Why it sinks here? The buoyant force is less here. So what is the factor that buoyant force depends upon? Saline water is denser, pure water is rarer. So it depends upon density of the liquid taken. So that is the first factor that buoyant force depends upon. That is, buoyant force depends upon density of the liquid.
If a ship enters from seawater to freshwater lake, it sinks more. This is due to the fact that freshwater is much rarer compared to the seawater. So ship experience less buoyant force in lake and it sinks a little.
What is the other factor that buoyant force depends upon?
You consider an iron block and a copper block of same mass. As density of copper is more, it possesses less volume here. Now immerse the two blocks in water and tabulate buoyant force experienced. The tabulation shows buoyant force is less in copper, which is smaller in size. So we can conclude that buoyant force depends on volume of the object immersed. If volume of the object is more, buoyant force also is more.
Now let us memorize what we have studied.
Fluids. Buoyant force and effect of buoyant force. Measurement of buoyant force. Factors affecting buoyant force.